All right, Segovia, back with another video, y'all. I'm finally starting to feel better. It feels good. I'm ready for the baby to be here now. My mind is starting to calm down. The sickness is leaving. I'm ready to get outside and start walking. But hey, we got a good one coming up today, y'all. We got an hour banger we're going to get into. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
People impacted by these fires are going to receive one-time payment of $770. One-time payment. So they can quickly purchase things like water, baby formula, and prescriptions. So far, nearly 6,000 survivors have registered to do just that.
Here we go again with the $700 thing, and then when we start making videos about it, that's conspiracy theories. I've never said that. We got you on camera this time, Joe.
I heard they fired over 60% of the fireman staff 3 to 6 months before the fire hit, so somebody knew it was coming and wanted to make sure that the houses they wanted burned down. Google 2028 is gonna say Los Angeles smart city. So the best way to get a smart city is by burning out all the residences, and then you can start fresh and build a fucking smart city. This is what your government is doing to you. They don't give a fuck about us. As Michael Jackson said, all I want to say is they don't give a fuck about us. And another goddamn thing, State Farm canceled fire protection on homes 3 months before the fire. Who tipped them off? Who keeps tipping off motherfuckers that a natural disaster is about to happen?
Now, we got the longer form version of that on my second channel, link in the bio, y'all. We got some big news coming up at the end of the video. Stick around.
Tell them the fire department's been called. They're coming over.
Yeah, we already called the fire department is coming. Why would you do that? All of it. Make sure that there's no ambulance line.
One last word, which is, I hope this is my last time at this podium, at least for a little while. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, the only thing that would bring me back is an unexpected event in the next few days, which, as you all know, is totally possible given everything you've seen over the course of the past years. But if it is, in fact, my last time before you, I just want to say thank you for what you guys do every day. Thank you for putting up with me. It's been an honor to be able to really try to illuminate these issues through tough probing and penetrating questioning. And I can't say I've always enjoyed every moment up here, but I certainly have been privileged to be able to do it. So thank you guys for it.
Okay, so let's see. If we already saw the fires, insurance is backed out. Newsom came out, say we're building a smart city in LA because the big events are coming to the town. Fires burn the whole city down. Okay, we let that go. This guy comes out, if any major things happen in the next coming days. So if something major happens in these next coming days, are people going to wake up and be like, okay, this stuff, they're saying things before big things are happening? You know, it's crazy.
You're asking me, do I think the inauguration is safe? After yesterday's briefing, my answer is probably not. And it pains me to say that. Now, it's one of those things, I'm speculating. The inauguration, ladies and gentlemen, hasn't happened yet. I'm just afraid that the people in charge at the top of the Secret Service and certainly at the FBI do not know what they're doing. Let me just say this. I think if President Trump at this point, given the people in charge of the Secret Service at the top and their known incompetence, I think if President Trump were to stay in the car and forego the walk, I would be comfortable. I have not been briefed in on the security plan. I wish I was. I would like to review it myself because I've done it before and I want to see what they're looking at. I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. Now, here's the bad news first, okay? I said I'd get to it. The FBI, who I don't trust as far as I could throw. The FBI, this is very short. This is a manager at the FBI, obviously responsible for a portion of the inaugural security. Here he is saying that they're not tracking any threats. Do you really believe that there are no threats to the inauguration? Are you insane? Whatever the FBI says these days, I tend to believe the opposite.
Y'all would not believe what they found in certain areas that were burnt in the LA fires. Could this be why the military and the FBI was deployed and was stopping people from going down certain areas? You cannot make this up.
What they
They
find?
tell us right in our faces, bruh. Y'all, look at this video. This is what they found underground.
With the hazmat, we have found a underground lithium battery storage plant for bicycle batteries that has posed a huge hazard in that area. We are working with the hazmat teams to keep that contained. So a lot of that is just very dangerous. As you just heard, the air quality in some of that area is still very, very high.
With that being said, look at this video of these people not being able to go to their homes.
You guys are dropping the fucking ball.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Now we're getting steak at the fucking wrong.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down below in the comments. This shit crazy, fool.
First of all, how many fires are there and where did they come from?
I believe there's 5 active fires right now. They knew on January 1st, January 2nd that the fires were coming. Like, it was inevitable that there would be fires. Like, there was like zero doubt among anybody that knows anything about fire in Los Angeles that the fires were coming. The fires were coming. So the governor should have been there, the mayor should have been there. By the time the fire trucks are having to weave their way up those little hills of the Pacific Palisades, it's over. My first thing I did is I was like, look, they're going to come out and say it was inevitable, and that's just a total lie.
Because of global warming.
Yeah, because of global warming. They knew the fires were coming, and they didn't do anything. The mayor leaves the country. She flies to Ghana after having promised not to leave the country, by the way. But literally, they could just be in those neighborhoods, just sitting there for days at a time, waiting for the fires to happen, put them out as soon as they happen. We're at 10,000 structures at this point, homes and buildings gone, 200,000 people evacuated. It's madness. It never needed to get to that level. They just needed to have been there before the fire started, and they didn't do that because the politicians are they're focused on themselves. They're focused on the next political office they want to get. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the water runs out.
See, it's like politicians. I never really paid attention to it until I got a little older, but now it's like, I don't know if it's always been this way, but it just seems like they're just concerned about having the power. They don't want to give up their party's power. That's it. They'll do whatever it takes to keep that power, and even if that means screwing over the little guy, us,
All right, I'm going to read another real dark text to you guys about the LA fires and what people are talking about that you're not seeing in the news. And let me just preface this by saying, I'm not defending LA. I've been trying to get out of here for years, but not everyone that lives here is some idiot that gets their news from sunny Houston on the Butte or something.
We got some of those
here,
clips.
Not because we love it. It's just our parents didn't give us attention. Our dads didn't want us. We had to come to LA because this is where all the cameras were. This is where the attention was. But now we can do this anywhere. Let me read you this text from a friend of mine who's super smart. Wednesday on, I'm not going to tell you where, just below my house, a homeless man poured gasoline down the sewer grate and lit it on fire. Homeless in LA is a very tricky thing. It's hard to figure out who's homeless and who's not because really rich people dress like they're homeless. It's just the brand of the clothes they're wearing is the Olsen twins or whatever. So when you see a homeless person, it's very hard to tell, is that a bum? Is that a hobo? Or is that a Nepo baby? And then 2 hours later, out of nowhere, with no burning embers near us, hard to prove that, Runyon goes up. We watched it from our bedroom window. A little smoke. 5 minutes later, the whole hill is on fire. 10 minutes later, we're out of there. He says, I think someone is trying to encircle Los Angeles. A few people cashing in on insurance, but someone wants to burn this place to the ground and get the land or cover the tunnels.
What?
Ow. It hit my head. The tunnels, dog? I really don't have time to take on LA tunnels, so I will.
24 billion.
We gonna talk. $24 billion to clean up the homeless problem here.
It's been 5 years, you guys. That money is gone, and that money is not accounted for as to where it's went. We do know Gavin Newsom just built himself a $9 million home up on the hill in San Francisco. They thought by giving $24 billion to the state of California, they'd be able to clean up this homelessness or actually make a little dent in it. Actually, the population of homeless has grown over, there's around 190,000 homeless people living in California. And if they would have given that money to the homeless citizens, each homeless person would have got $160,000. Let that one sit in. So they basically wasted $24 billion. They're giving free drug kits on the streets to these people, so they're enabling their problem. They're also, we know California is one of the most expensive places to live in America, so not only is it extremely expensive to live here, people can't afford to live here, the housing is so limited, there's not enough housing. But as I tell you, as we walk around these streets, we've been in many big cities.
What has happened to Cali, dog?
Hold the fuck up. Hold up. I need to wrap my fucking head around this for a second. So, there's people in North Carolina and South Carolina and all through the South that have no food, water, house, electricity, none of it from that hurricane. And the government sends them a $750 loan. They have to pay this shit back. But California is getting 100% federal assistance for 180 days straight. The math is not mathing. This doesn't make any fucking sense. I need somebody on here, please, somebody, to stitch this, duet this, fucking send me a message. I don't give a shit. And please explain this to me, because
why do we avoid bottled water?
The water isn't the problem. It's the bottle. And we're beginning to realize that these bottled waters, I mean, come on, like I used to carry around bottled water all the time with me. All right. You're supposed to stay hydrated, right?
Right.
Okay. Any vacation you go to, you're getting a bottle of water in your hotel room. Turns out that now we realize that the bottled water, the bottles of plastic bottles are shedding microplastics into the water. So while we don't taste it, we're actually pouring plastic into our bodies. All right. Little tiny particles, plastic particles. And you know how much plastic we are ingesting on average every week?
No.
A credit card's worth of plastic.
Really?
Every week we're ingesting it. Now, listen, we've known this for some years, but and I used to be asked this all the time, what's the consequence of the plastic? And I used to, just only a few years ago say, we don't really know. It seems like it's probably okay. Our body must get rid of it somehow. Now we know, just in the last 24 months. So this is new. All right. I'm telling you a bunch of new stuff, that microplastics are detectable in the human body and they're associated with badness. Let me tell you, there was a study that came out of Italy with neurologists and cardiologists that looked at people with clogged blood vessels, cardiovascular disease, in the large vessels that feed their brain, and they were narrowed down. And what they found is that when they took out the clog, right? So it's kind of like calling a plumber in to clean the drain. When they cleaned the drain and removed the plaque, the clogging of the blood vessels, they found that they could detect plastic embedded in the narrowing of blood vessels that would be feeding the brain. More importantly, they found a correlation. The people who had plastics embedded in their blood vessels had a 4 times increase in having a fatal heart attack or stroke.
Whoa.
Okay. That's serious stuff. Subsequently, we've actually discovered you can actually find plastic in the brain.
Right now, as far as inmates getting paid, pros, cons, whatever, it's like right now, Kim, worry about the people that lost everything. You still got everything, okay? So worry about all the people that are walking around with absolutely nothing but the clothes on their back, all right? All the people in jail, and you're talking to a convict lady, you know what I mean? All the people in jail, they're fine, All right, they got. Oh my God, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Everybody needs like a cause. Hey, let's do. Hey, they committed a. God, I hate saying this. I was a criminal. Guys, I'm sorry, but just put out the damn fire and then we'll figure out what to do.
Like, she started, I think I got a clip coming up. She started a GoFundMe account, but like, if you are worried about the convicts out putting fires and only getting $10 an hour, you pay them some extra money. You're a billionaire. Pay them some extra money. Give them $30 an hour. I've never been in jail or in prison or anything, but I can only imagine if I was doing some hard time in prison and they said, hey, you want to come fight some forest fires out here and get out there in the forest, and like, hell yeah, I'm getting out of this cell. I'm going out and breathing some fresh air and, well, smoked air, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd go do it for free if I was locked up. I get to go play in the woods.
This is crazy.
When there are no eggs left at Walmart, the shelves are bare, but you can get happy eggs for $19.
Why is dehydration more of a thing now?
Do you know what the original Gatorade ingredients were? It was like citrus juice, like lemon juice, salt, sugar, and water, I believe. Pull that up. So this was a criticism that someone was bringing up on one of them Instagram reels. And they were talking about the original Gatorade versus the Gatorade that they have now with all these crazy dyes and the color blue and all the weird shit. Like, Gatorade didn't used to be like that. Gatorade was just like a hydration drink that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, hydration drinks are legit. Electrolytes, that's a legit thing. You know, you really do need sodium, you need magnesium, you need electrolytes.
Trace minerals.
Yeah, all that stuff's fucking really good for you. And when you sweat a lot, it helps to replenish it. And the original Gatorade, invented in 1965 by is that University of Florida?
Yeah.
Robert Cade, consisted of glucose, sodium, potassium, and water. That's it. So sodium, potassium, water, and some sugar. The same formula we use for oral rehydration in cholera. It worked, but it tasted like tiger piss. Then Pepsi bought Gatorade, and Michael Jordan sweetened it with high fructose corn syrup, and voila! Michael Jordan brought us into the high fructose corn syrup maze.
It was it.
Somebody on Facebook posted this, and it looks to be lasers shooting out of the sky and lighting things on fire. People think that the fires in LA are being started by this laser. You can let me know what you think, but I did some research and it appears to be maybe transformers blowing up or power lines exploding, causing that green energy-like mark. Also, I am terribly devastated by anyone that has been affected by these fires. I have friends that are going through it right now and it is really scary, so just stay safe. And if there is something malicious behind these fires, then I am so pissed off.
Imagine all of those people that lost their homes, who voted for him, who are for him, who like him. That's what I'm talking about. Hear me out what I'm saying right now. Imagine the ones who voted for him, who protected him for the recall, who like him, who lost the home. Are they watching that and saying, oh, wow, he's so sincere. He has me. What percentage of them do you think he still has?
85%.
Oh, you think so?
These people are. Yeah. I know some that I've just spoken to 2 days ago that are yelling at me about how amazing and how he's the best and that this is all Trump's fault.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious, and Pam, this is no BS. They're so brainwashed. They're still gonna vote for this guy. Don't let the hype. I remember we talked about it. 2 or 3 years he's gonna, because what he's done in 2026. They still love him and they're still gonna vote for this shit.
They would. I was talking to someone today that, I was just bringing up, like, Zuckerberg was on whatever and talking about how the Biden administration, and it's like they don't understand what that means. And then they're like, well, where do you hear this from? Like, who's saying this? I'm like, it's the owner of Facebook saying this. This isn't someone like me on the TikTok reaction channel saying this. This is the actual owner, but it's just, they just don't care. They just don't care, because at the end of the day, this is my team in the Super Bowl versus your team in the Super Bowl. I don't care if my team is placing bets or whatever. I want them to win. at the end of the day. So they don't care. Gavin Newsom's like, I don't care. I will never support the other side. That's what it comes down to. That's what it boils down to. It's mind-boggling that people don't see him saying 2.0 with a big old smile on his face. He still got my vote. They'd still vote for him for president. It's crazy.
I'll be talking about why they won't give Americans free health care. Why they won't give us free health care? Why is there a cinnamon toast crunch bacon? Bro, y'all want to die so fucking bad.
I live in Hollywood. I'm here right on Hollywood Boulevard, and I just wanted to tell you guys about some of the misinformation that's going on. Literally videos of Hollywood Boulevard are being put next to the burned down Palisades areas, and this is literally not true. Hollywood Boulevard is fully intact, and the air is fine now. Skies are blue, no crazy clouds, so hopefully it stays that way. Another thing that everyone's posting is the Hollywood sign on fire. That is AI, people. This is so irritating that people are making these stupid videos. But anyway, I'll show you a quick look at the Hollywood sign. Alright, as you can see, totally normal. Hollywood sign, perfectly fine. Thank God. It would all be really devastating, but we're doing okay here in Hollywood. Thank God.
Looked at the side.
We're gonna see how California gets rebuilt. If it gets rebuilt to a 2.0 tech city, then it was intentional. Because Hollywood, LA is such a big scale. Like, we're gonna see what they do. Also over there in South or North Carolina over there, if they start, 10 years down the road, they start digging for the lithium or whatever's over there. It was intentional, everything. So we're going to really be able to find out with this LA 2.0, because they're having some big Olympics there. And hopefully nobody forgets these times, because 2028, it's a little ways down the road, and a lot of people tend to forget. And they're really good at, giving, the people little perks here and there to just cheer them up and make them forget about these times they're going through. So we're going to see what this 2028, or even when the Super Bowl's there, what it's going to look like. And that'll give us our answer if this was intentional or not.
Eyes of our sun in comparison to Earth.
Yeah.
And then looked at other suns in comparison to our sun, the biggest suns that are out there.
I didn't know there's other suns. That's where I'm at educationally. I didn't even know there's other suns.
Well, stars. Other stars. This is just showing the relative sizes.
Oh,
and then,
my
and
gosh.
Then showing, so you go all the way from Earth to the sun, and now Sirius A, and then look at this one. Look at Pollux.
Whoa.
And look at this one, Arcturus. Now look how much bigger they are than the Earth. Look at this one. Look at that one, Aldura.
Look at this guy.
No. Wait, just wait. Look at this motherfucker.
What's that?
That's
God?
a blue hypergiant star called Pistol Star.
One's just called God.
No, look, it keeps going, dude.
What is this one?
No, these are the stars. This is how crazy the universe is. Look at that one. Stevenson. Now, no, we're not done. Look at the size.
No.
Bro, look at the size of a black hole. Supermassive black hole.
Now, you guys think we came from a monkey? you think we came from a monkey? No.
We are raising mentally weak children because we overdo for them. One of the concepts in the book I really love is if you do too much for your children, you are increasing your self-esteem by stealing errors. That we develop mental toughness by solving problems. So if my daughter would forget her homework at home, nobody's bringing it to school. If she didn't bring a jacket on a cold day, even though her mother told her to, nobody's bringing her the jacket. It's so important to, when a child says, I'm bored, rather than you fix it, just say, I wonder what you're going to do about it. And then
this is one of the homes that survived the Pasadena wildfire. And the owner of this home also has one in the back. One of them burnt and one of them didn't. Check this shit out.
I talked to the owner of this house right here.
in Pasadena, I talked to the owner. The owner does not have a smart meter on this house, on the front part of his house.
Smart meter.
There's no smart meter. The back house is the part of the house that had the smart meter, and everything in the back of his house is burnt. No smart meter. Smart meter.
So I go research this shit, and then I came across this video about a retired engineer refusing to let the state install a smart meter on his home. Check this out.
It's obvious Norbert Slowinski does not want Duquesne Light to install a so-called smart meter on his property. So you've essentially put a chain on your meter.
Yes.
The retired mechanical engineer says smart meters are dangerous.
The smart meter is not
Listen
safe
what he
for the
say.
following reasons. Again, it emits high frequency radio waves, and you don't feel them, you don't know about them, but they penetrate your body and they can cause health problems later on. My bedroom is right next door, and it will emit high frequency waves. So I'm worried about my health and my children's health. They catch fire because there's very high voltage inside.
You heard what he said on that last part. I'm gonna drop a part 2 showing y'all who owns all of those smart meters in those areas that burn. Until then, let me know what y'all think in the comments.
So I'm guessing the city of LA rolled out smart meters. Now, I'm just entertainment purposes only. I got smart light bulbs, you know, all in my front yard and in the living room, bedroom, and I can turn them on, turn them off. I can schedule it to turn on a year from now at 3 o'clock precision. So can they set to, you know, that Monday or whatever, all at the same time or in zones? Just saying, just putting it out there. Go do your research. I don't know nothing, y'all. I don't know nothing.
Amount of water that AI uses is astonishing. According to a report by the Washington Post, if you ask ChatGPT to write you a 100-word email, it uses 519 milliliters. And I know for a fact, some of you are asking it to write you 3 novels a day. And think about it, just ChatGPT alone has 200 million users. So if each of them got it to write 200 words, that uses 207 million liters of water per day. And that's not even considering all of the other companies that use AI now, like Meta, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and the use of AI is growing by the day.
Victor, this is just breaking right now. Bloomberg is reporting that Chinese officials are evaluating a potential sale of TikTok's U.S. ops to Elon Musk before the app gets banned in the United States. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. The heads are exploding across the globe. Okay. I thought there were a lot of people who were interested in buying it. Kevin O'Leary's group and some others, but yeah, he can stroke the check.
What is a key?
You guys think it's going to get banned? I don't think so. I think something like that's going to happen. Something breaking news is going to happen.
Kiwi do, because
All
I
right.
see kiwi.
Kiwi's amazing because number one, kiwi's a great source of vitamin C. C is in Charlie. All right. What does that do? That lowers inflammation. Now, if you've got if you're carrying around extra body fat, you're inflamed. No doubt about it. So just having 1 kiwi a day gives you a big dose of vitamin C to lower that inflammation, and you will feel the difference. All right. You feel just less razzed up inside. Now, the other thing is kiwi has a lot of dietary fiber. And that dietary fiber can change your healthy gut bacteria. If it's not so healthy, it'll start to grow the healthy stuff in 24 hours. A kiwi a day, in the next day, you will start seeing those beneficial effects.
What? Wait, the next day?
24 hours.
So
Just
I eat
1 kiwi.
And-
You'll start seeing you'll start feeling the beneficial effects. It'll take an unhealthy gut bacteria colony, start to make it a little healthier just in 1 day.
Down 0. Smart meters. They know what they're doing because they're smart people. The powers that be. Not even fire season. That's how twisted they are. They're doing this during not even fire season, y'all. It's not the summertime.
Spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here.
We should start doing a daily view clip in our videos. I think we might have to start doing a daily the view clip in each of our uploads over here. What do you guys think? They're entertaining, y'all. They're entertaining.
What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning. So she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
I see.
I mean, right? And it's country music. I think
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't do it, even though I
You
can't
would not sing?
No, I would not. I would not normalize him. And she says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
I would love for you to do a roast at the Trump inauguration.
Yeah.
Remember when Diddy said he would show the world Ellen's tape? Check this out, y'all.
Don't tell these people how far back we go. I know, but I wear T-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's. I mean, you hold that. Okay, all right. I can hesitate to it. The joke didn't work. I don't want no problem.
What?
No,
Wait, what did he say?
That guy heard everything.
I missed it. Let me rewind it.
I don't want no problem.
What?
What? That guy heard everything.
Ellen, I heard you were sick, and look what I got you. You're bored. So whenever you get sick, you can have this. Thank you so much. That's sweet. I probably won't wear it, but Portia would.
In my opinion, I think Ellen was far more involved with Diddy than anybody knows. I mean, why do you think she left the United States of America? I don't think it was because who got elected. I think she's running from something. But what do I know?
Because of who got elected.
As always, thank you for watching. Stay weird.
Quantum computers scare me.
Okay. What is a quantum computer?
Let me tell you. The quantum computer is the next stage in evolution for technology. So digital computers, what we have now, all of our phones, all that stuff, it's digital computers. Quantum computer is the next leap. But Google just came out with that Willow chip, right? Which is a quantum computer. And they just did this test where they give it this one thing to figure out. And it would have taken our most impressive supercomputer in the world 10 septillion years to figure out this equation. That's one with 25 zeros behind it.
Still incomprehensible.
And it took Google's quantum computer Willow 5 minutes to figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah. There's just these different theories of you're able to receive information from different dimensions.
Oh boy.
But supposedly the inventor of the quantum computer said that he was able to reach these different dimensions and speak to entities. And I'm just like, that's where you go, stop.
Okay, so yesterday I made a video and a lot of the inside of the box thinkers are pushing back. They just cannot use their logical thought or their critical thinking to see what most other people can see. So let me do this. Do you remember this woman? Specifically, do you remember this woman saying these words?
So how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see
We have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know, Michelle, I'm transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Now remember, that wasn't me that said those words. I did not make no claim at all. That was Miss Rivers. Now, this
Miss Rivers
is Mr. Macron, the French Prime Minister, and this is Mrs. Macron, and this is the Trognu family, from which Bridget Macron is allegedly from. Now, according to Candace Owens, if we pay attention to Bridget Macron and we just compare some of her family's pictures to her own picture, then we have some very, very incredible similarities. And according to French journalist Natasha Ray, this lady is allegedly the Macron's children's real mother. So regardless of whether you believe this video that I made yesterday, the truth of the matter is, the people who are closest to these people know, and they tell us all the time. Oh, and if you're not following me yet, you flipping should be. And come onto my page as well and click my notification bell at the top and tap all so you don't miss none of my future posts.
Please, for the love of God, tell me that I'm wrong. Did you know that in 2028, the Olympics is going to be held in Los Angeles County? But not just Los Angeles County, but it includes all of the northern regions of Los Angeles County. Places which include the Pacific Palisades, the San Fernando Valley, and Altadena. With just so happens to be the place that is burning right now. And then I keep hearing about 2028 Smart LA, which is Governor Newsom's plan to prepare Los Angeles County and all the surrounding areas for the influx of millions upon millions of people that will be coming for the 2028 Olympics. And Newsom has emphasized for a comprehensive recovery plan, which he's calling the Marshall Plan, for, get ready for this, LA 2.0. The entire reconstruction, which would cover over 40,000 acres. I mean, this is just for informational purposes only, but it's coincidence until it's not.
We have a 3-species sphere downstairs living in a vat of water that is completely sealed. We have kelp, krill, and we have snails. And they have been living off each other for 25 years. Since January 1st, 2000, they've been kicking it downstairs. One of them eats the poop of the other. They're symbiotically entangled. Now watch. When the construction was happening, the construction folks said, well, this looks pretty important and fragile. Let's protect it. And they put a tarp over it. And so we caught it early, but you know, there were a couple of belly krill. Basically, they thought that this was its own thing, its own world. It kind of looks that way because it's a sealed sphere. It's not its own world. It requires energy from the outside, just as we do here on Earth.
So I got in trouble and I got a demerit, and a post was taken down because I expressed a constant thought about the Dior bags, and that the person who had first called me to talk to me about them said to me there were going to be a lot of incidents in the world coming, that it would feel like multiple tennis balls thrown at us. And I can't ignore that we saw and are still seeing to this day multiple Dior bags, but are being gaslit, which is not the best term right now, not the best choice of words. And the fog and the multiple plane incidents, and now the outrageous fires that some people are questioning the origin of. So if you have your own constant thoughts, this is what you should call them, because my post was flying and it's no longer there, and now I have demerits.
If humans evolved from apes, why do apes still exist? If Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, then who took the famous photo of his arrival? How is it possible that NASA lost the recordings of the moon landing, one of humanity's most important events? And why haven't we gone back to the moon? Why did 56 countries sign a treaty restricting access to Antarctica? What are they protecting there? How did ancient civilizations build perfect, geometrically precise structures without advanced machinery? And why do some Egyptian artworks seem to depict spacecraft? Why do dragons appear in myths worldwide and even get mentioned in the Bible? And what's the connection between pine cones and Egyptian art and the pineal gland in the human brain? Why is the entertainment industry filled with symbols that have demonic connotations? And why in such an advanced world do we face more obesity, cancer, and depression than ever before? What do you think?
All the immigrants coming at the borders, not the Rasa,
right.
They're all Asian.
And I'm glad you said
from
that.
Sudan.
Like, they're from different countries, homie, and these are all men, military-aged men. They're not there ain't no women and children at the border. There's a gang of men that are my kids' age. I tell my kids all the time, hey, mijo, look at all these vatos that are coming right here. They're all coming right here, a gang of them. They're getting ready for something.
Now, let me answer this. Well, it's not a question. I'm glad you brought that up, because whenever we say the border, whenever we say immigrants, everybody's ignorance always thinks too. Why are you talking about Mexican? Why are you talking about raza?
Yeah.
And it's not true, bro. Everybody's coming in.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's the stupidest thing, too, for them to say, you know, the majority of people that come over here or across the border is raza. No, it's fucking not. It never has been. You think the raza down there is fucking really trying to come to America for a better way of life? No. They only come over here because the currency is way higher. That's it. And to help the families down there. That's it.
Yeah.
The currency. That's it. If not, you think they're going to want to cross the border to come over here to this fucking bullshit over here?
Right.
So I don't know where this came from. This is a before and after in Los Angeles after the fires.
Why
that is absolutely unbelievable. Same thing. You know, you had tons of houses with pools, and then it's just rubble. Literally nothing left. There's been so much loss for so many different people out here. And granted, yeah, there's a lot of money, but there's also a lot of folks that don't have money that lived out there, and they've lost everything. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there looking for retribution for these folks, because there's a lot of folks out there that believe that this is as a result of negligence and mismanagement of the government out there, as far as like the natural resources, like the water reservoirs and things like that. And I don't have the answers to that right now, but I hope that they investigate it to see what's going on. And if there was some like super mismanagement at that type of level, that they fix it, because this can't happen again. This can't happen again.
Golden Globes. Obviously, men don't want to joke around with the word God. So at the Golden Globes, the host, you know, they hire people like comedians to make jokes about other people, right?
Yeah.
And she did one bit and she was like, the award speeches have been great. Like, let's see the leaderboard on who people are thanking.
So much has already happened in the first half, and the acceptance speeches have been on fire. Who got shouted out the most? Let's look at the numbers.
11 people thanked their cast and crew.
Cast and crew are leading the way with 11 mentions.
2 people thanked their mom.
Moms are holding strong with 3 shout outs.
And then at the end, it was like 0 people thank God.
God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions.
Damn, they showed it, but it said 0? Why? 0. And then they said, the creator of the earth, no one thanked. And she was like, oh, that's normal for this godless town.
No surprise in this godless town.
And literally the day after, fam, boom, that shit happened. It's like, damn.
Oh, yeah, because
that happened in LA. Yeah,
it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Wait. You mean to tell me, Nana, is that your burritos, your tortillas, contain propylene glycol? Propylene glycol, the very same thing you're going to find in, let's see, antiseptic cleansing spray? Active ingredient, propylene glycol. Why the fuck is that in our food? And that's just one ingredient on the list of crap that's being fed to us in our food. Make your own tortillas from scratch, folks. Make them from scratch. They're not hard.
AJ, did you feel pressure being an NFL player during COVID to take the vaccine?
Oh, dude. It was segregation all over again. It was awful by the fucking league. Awful the way they handled the whole situation. Yeah. Listen, if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't eat in the same lunchroom as everybody else. You couldn't be in the building the same time as everybody else. You had to be totally separated. Couldn't go to meetings. You could only Zoom meet. You couldn't go work out when the rest of the team was there. You literally could not be a part of the team until you went to practice. Then you could go sweat everything on teammates and hit and practice, do whatever you had to do. But as soon as practice ended, you went back to segregation. It was the stupidest shit in the world. We had trackers that we had to wear, and you had to have your tracker on you at all times. If you took your tracker off, out of your pocket, put in your locker, and it sat there for a period of time, guess what? You got a FedEx envelope a couple days later in your locker. Y'all know what a FedEx envelope means?
Means you get fined.
Package. Fined. They literally tracked every movement of yours when you were at the facility.
Did you get fined?
I had somebody that went and got my tracker. Like, I didn't wear that stupid shit. and I'd like, you know, take care of the equipment guys or something. Like, hey, just take my tracker every once in a while and walk around the building with that stupid shit and then put it back in my locker. I ain't wearing that stupid shit. Like, you ain't tracking me all day.
Seriously, what?
For the third string quarterback, they're going to do that? Risk everything for the third, fourth string practice squad quarterback? I don't know, AJ McCarron. I don't know. It sounds kind of cappish.
What happened to Luigi? Where'd he go? Where'd the UFOs go? Where are the aliens? The ones coming out of the ocean. And the
Where
ones
did they
coming
go?
out of the sky. And the orbs and the lights everywhere.
Anyone else find it strange that Kim Kardashian, who is, by the way, a billionaire, we made, whether you want to admit it or not, Kim Kardashian famous. Firstly, with her sex tape, right? I didn't watch it, so whatever. But we made her famous, watching her shows, buying her products, even watching her stories and whatever, supporting her. Not only that, her whole family became billionaires. Every sister. I don't really know what Rob has going on. No shade, I just really don't know what he has going on, so I don't know what his net worth is or anything like that. The whole family collectively
Millions.
are multi-billionaires if they put all their money together. Yet she has a GoFundMe for the fires in California. She has a GoFundMe. So she's doing what Oprah did during the Maui fires. And Oprah is rich. No offsprings of her own, right? So it's not like she's leaving her wealth to her children and grandchildren, no. But she was asking everybody else to raise money for the people in Maui. Do they really think that where everyone's just obtuse and doesn't see what's going on? You're asking the American people who have been shouting from the rooftops that collectively have been struggling this last 4 years because of the economy, because of administration, because of a whole plethora of things. And you're asking them to raise money when your whole family collectively can take care of the issue.
Yeah.
You were 15 years old
14.
when your first child was born?
Yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah.
How could you, I mean...
It was fun.
Was it?
Oh, man, are you kidding? In the garage?
And then after she was born?
I didn't know my father was making love to her, too. But boom. That's the truth.
Is it?
Yeah. And then she, I cried. I went home to my father and said, when she told me she was pregnant, I cried. I went home, and I was standing in the dining room. I was crying. My mother said, what's wrong with the boy, Bucky? I said, ain't nothing wrong with him. Got some girl pregnant. And I started crying real big, you know. And he said, oh, serious? And he took me in the front room. He talked to me about it. And he told me that he'd had her, made love to her. You know, because I thought she'd never made love to nobody.
Hollywood.
There's something I'm seeing right now that looks crazy, and I don't know what it is. My friend's very excited because she's like, secret tunnel! Here's the door. It's solid metal, and it's been bolted shut. Okay. This part is square, but that is like circular. And then on both sides, on this side and on that side, it just disappears into the mountain. What is this?
No one here has ever had a real banana. Google real banana and look what it looks like. What the f? Everything we eat is fake, even the healthy stuff.
Where can you get regular bananas?
You can't, it's illegal.
You're telling me one of America's biggest fast food chains, Taco Bell, started because a Mexican family was too nice? It's 1946. Glenn Bell just got back from World War II and opened a burger stand. But he couldn't compete with McDonald's right down the street. He was struggling bad. But every night, he'd walk across the street to this place, Mitla Cafe, owned by Lucia Rodriguez, a Mexican immigrant who opened in 1937. But these weren't just any tacos. These were Lucia's family recipe from Jalisco. Crispy, hard-shell tacos that had people lining up down the block. Now remember, this was the 1950s when Mexican food was still considered exotic. But Mila Cafe wasn't just any restaurant. It was where civil rights leaders like Cesar Chavez would meet. It was the heartbeat of the Chicano community in San Bernardino. Meanwhile, Glenn's watching these lines like a narc. His wife thought he was crazy when he said he wanted to switch from burgers to tacos, but he kept showing up at Mila asking all kinds of crazy questions. Then something happened that changed fast food history forever. Lucia's husband saw this poor struggling businessman, and instead of shutting him down, he gave him the recipe, just handed it over. That's how nice they were. By 1954, Glenn opened his first Taco Bell. Today, 8,500 locations worldwide, worth billions. Meanwhile, Mila Cafe, still there in San Bernardino, still making those same tacos, still family owned. But listen, my people, here's the moral of the story. We're innovative, we're creative, we make the culture, but sometimes being too nice means missing out on building generational wealth. How many other multi-million-dollar ideas have we given away? It's time to change that. Keep the heart, keep the generosity, but let's build our dreams into empires. I'm E.G., the Activated Mexican. Follow for more untold stories.
Yo, finally, about time somebody started questioning what is going on. Now this here says, so what, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, but it does, and let me just show you very fast how it does as well. Now, we've already spoke about this guy, haven't we? Edgar Bronfman Jr. Now, if you've got a good memory, in fact, you don't even need that much of a good memory. I did a video on him yesterday, and most of my recent videos have included this guy. So everybody should be fully up to date on what this guy is all about. Now, this guy is Doug Morris. Now, Doug Morris is the CEO of Universal Music Group for Edgar Bronfman. Now, in what could only be known as a good old switcheroo, Doug Morris, who is very good friends with Edgar Bronfman, left UMG and is now the CEO of Sony Music Group. Now this is Chris Eiley. Chris Eiley is the current CEO of Sony Music UK. Now, why is Chris Eiley important to this story? See again, this is where it's coming back to test your memory. Edgar Bronfman Jr. is friends with a guy called Sean Combs, and Sean Combs' best friend is a guy called Jay-Z. Now, Jason Eiley worked for Rock Nation in 2013 before he left Rock Nation in 2014 to become CEO of Sony UK. If you want, you can pause and read all of your favourite UK artists who were signed to Sony Record. Now, bringing it back to Edgar Bronfman Jr. again, because all roads keep leading to this fella. Edgar Bronfman Jr., the Institute for Jewish Policy Research, this man was the president of this place. And just in case people doubt the last screenshot, here's his name, here's the same address, here's all of the same, look, president. Oh. Now the importance of this is big, for the simple fact of this place, the home for this place is in London, and it's a think tank, a Jewish community think tank. Now pay attention to this part, because this is the connector, and everybody that watches this video will surely know the family that I'm about to implicate. You see here it says that the Jewish place is a charity, it's a registered charity, and its honorary president is Jacob Rothschild, 4th Baron Rothschild. So now, this here, you understand why it's relevant. Oh, and if you don't follow me yet, you should do. And come onto my page as well and click my notification bell at the top and tap all so you don't miss none of my future posts.
Alright guys, this is Pasadena, California, borderline Altadena. I mean, this is it guys. All the homes are on fire. People are trying to turn off their own homes with their own water hoses. Everything's on fire now.
Damn.
Unfortunately, you know, these winds have just they devastated us here in the Altadena mountains, guys. Look at this. Oh my God, man. This is right here, right above from my house. I'm just came to see if how close it was, and it's too close. So we're gonna have to take off, go pick up the animals and go.
If you go after a immigrant who has a criminal record, you find him at home. His wife is there. She does not have a criminal record. Does she get arrested?
Is she illegal in the United States?
If she is. If she's undocumented, does she get arrested too?
Yes. She'll be processed, and we'll let the immigration judge decide what happens to her.
Talking around Inauguration Day, even on Inauguration Day?
I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Will mass deportation hurt the economy?
I think mass deportation and results of mass deportation are more important to this country than anything.
Have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the...
1. Inappropriate happiness. See how happy he is about that? See how happy he is about it. Keep a lid on it, mate. Keep a lid on it publicly, how happy you are about this. 2. Do you realise how they've weaponized the word inclusion? Do you notice that when they talk about inclusion, these people, there's normally something evil lurking. It's the way they're getting this stuff past us. Is that they're weaponizing empathy and compassion. It's particularly evil. Anyway, that's the face of a very happy man.
We got a pope that brought a South American idol into the church to worship.
Really?
He did. The Pachamama.
I don't know what that is.
It's kind of like a South American god, Pachamama.
Why would he do that?
Good question, but he did.
Did he have an explanation for why he did it?
Yeah, it's kind of a weasel-worded thing of like, oh, all religions are just as good as one another. But, you know, if that's his contention...
He shouldn't be the pope.
No. I mean,
how can you be the pope if you say all religions are just as good?
Yeah, we all worship, you know.
So he brought that in.
Yeah, into the Vatican. Then the hierarchy even worshipped. They had a ceremony around it outside.
What?
So, well, that constitutes apostasy.
Yeah.
That's an apostasy.
Yeah.
Right?
Worshipping false gods.
Yeah. That's number one on the Mosaic hit list. You know? Moses goes up on the mountain. He comes back down. People are worshiping a golden calf.
Yeah.
You know, it's that.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. And the very nature of apostasy means that you have to be part of it to fall away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an inside job.
Paint a very different picture. So that's San Francisco, 1901, 48,000 different lights in San Francisco, all using natural gas. And this is what San Francisco used to look like before the Great Fires and the earthquake that took place. Now, this building is still standing, but all of the other parts are all gone. But this is just absolutely mind-blowing. And this is why I wanted to get pictures in color, because does that look temporary at all? That is an electric fountain. That's how that water runs. That's an electric fountain. And then those are the old world buildings that used to be in San Francisco, 1901. And it's interesting because they say that they just threw this up overnight and they just decided to throw up a couple buildings, little hammer and chisel and your horses and a couple maybe trolleys and wagons and building buildings like this. And it's interesting when you add color because even that green up there, that's copper. It's a patina of the copper. So it makes you wonder how old these buildings are. There's the people as well, roaming around at the old World Fair, they say, which is interesting.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but can someone explain to me why we have trees with green leaves on them? Let me show you right here. Green trees over and over, streets and streets, but yet 38,000 acres and all of these homes are destroyed, disintegrated, down to literally nothing. But the trees down the entire street, totally okay. Make that make sense.
Yeah,
They're back.
everywhere.
They're back.
They're all over the place. They are literally over everywhere. There are so many hovering right now over Lake Ray Hubbard. I swear, look at this. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Those are not stars. Those are not stars. I've seen these drones moving now for a while. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What the heck is going on? One of those is definitely a plane because I saw it flying past. But that is not a plane. That is a drone. That's a drone. There's another drone over here. If I just pan out, you can just see the amount of twinkles in the sky. That is not a plane. There was a plane that just went by, and it was very loud, and you could hear it. They're everywhere. Look at that. Look at them. Look at them.
When Natalie Wood was 16, her mother drove her to the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles for her to meet the 39-year-old actor Kirk Douglas. During their private meeting together, Douglas brutally assaulted Natalie Wood. Wood's mother told her to suck it up, knowing that this meeting with a famous actor would open up doors for her daughter's career. Natalie and her mother once attended a party at Betty Davis's house, and when entering into the home, Davis went off on Natalie Wood's mother. The reason for this? In 1952, Betty Davis starred in a movie with a then 12-year-old Natalie Wood. The director insisted that Natalie had to swim during one of the scenes, but Natalie couldn't swim. Natalie's mother insisted that the director just have her thrown into the water to get the scene done, which they did. Natalie Wood was traumatized and Betty Davis was furious. This led to a lifelong fear of water, which came full circle in 1981 when Natalie Wood fell off her husband Robert Wagner's boat while on a trip with him and a young actor named Christopher Walken. Natalie Wood's dead body was found the next day.
But this next picture that we're going to see,
I think
was
this is,
taken
this is
again,
an astonishing picture, in fact.
yes, with infrared film.
Oh, yes.
And it's in the upstairs bedrooms. Just to the left there, you see what looks like a small boy's face looking out with bioluminescent eyes. This was the room of one of the young boys who was murdered there.
Isn't that
Now,
eerie?
a lot of people would say, well, is that the spirit of the young boy? No, it is not the spirit of the young boy, but it is a diabolical spirit with luminescent eyes that appears in that home to confuse the investigators.
But you think that is an evil spirit, Ed?
Positively. Everything about this house was evil. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I was in that house one time and nothing ever happened to me. It's not that a house is haunted 24 hours a day. You don't walk into a haunted house and see ghosts flitting all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
After 9 o'clock, the psychic hours start, 9 to 6 in the morning. 9 o'clock, the energy starts to build up because of the darkness. Then you start to get what we call the infestation in a house like Amityville. First you hear the little knockings, the rappings. Then you might hear pounding sounds. Then you might hear crying or sobbing, hysterical laughter. These are the types of things that actually happen in these homes. But pictures like this, taken with infrared film, the camera is neither for nor against the supernatural or preternatural world. It only takes what it sees. And what it sees here is a spirit of a diabolical nature in that room.
Taylor Swift fans appear to suffer from rare cases of post-concert amnesia due to extreme positive emotions. So there's been people talking about this. It's some kind of pandemic going on. For anybody that's going to Taylor Swift concerts, they leave feeling very weird and they don't remember what happened. Some have expressed that it's like a dream. It's like you're having the best dream of your life, and then you wake up and then you immediately forget what it was because it was so good. You just somehow know deep down that you could never achieve that feeling, that height again. This has been reported by many fans. Apparently there's another thing. Taylor Swift fans are having mental health issues over the possibility of her dating Maddie Healy. They say it's a betrayal. So Taylor Swift is literally causing everybody to have mental health issues based on, you know, what she wears, who she's dating, what she had for breakfast, how she did her concert.
What are people concluding we should do? People are literally having amnesia. That's not good.
Well, there's one possible solution. Dr. Ewan McNay, who is an associate professor of psychology, clarifying that everyone's brains will have different reactions to extreme positive emotions in a similar way to how different people react to highly stressful situations. So he says people could try to jump up and down and scream a little less to control the excitement, he advised.
Justin Bieber just unfollowed
Heck,
Usher
did we
on
just
social
listen
media,
to?
along with a lot of other people that he's associated with in the music industry. Now, why does this matter, and why the heck do I care who Justin Bieber is following? Well, the people he unfollowed actually have a connection to each other, and this may have a deeper meaning. Usher was Justin Bieber's mentor growing up, and the one that mentored Usher was P. Diddy. In fact, he was sent to Bad Boy Records, P. Diddy's record label, to work with him when he was just 14 years old. And then Usher went and eventually owned his own record label with a man named Scooter Braun that Justin also unfollowed, and they signed Justin when he was just 13 years old. See the trend? Justin also unfollowed a man named Pooh Bear, who wrote and produced a lot of his songs and was his mentor earlier on in his career. He also unfollowed Allison Kay, who was a former manager. He also unfollowed Ryan Good, who was the best man at his wedding and basically his stylist. He unfollowed Kenny Hamilton, which was his security guard, and he was Usher's former assistant. Looks like Justin Bieber wants out of this whole mess, and maybe he knows something is coming.
So I understand green energy, you know, electric vehicles, Amazon's doing their part, you know, stay green. But doesn't it defeat the purpose when you literally have a diesel-powered generator electrifying all of the electric vehicles? It makes no sense.
Badlands, a new show me and Mama Bear been watching. Check it out, y'all. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. There it is. It was a good one. Good long hour banger. I'm feeling not 100%, probably like an 80. I'm feeling good. Finally feeling like myself. My mind's starting to clear up. I forget a lot of things like recent history. Like I got to ask my girl, like, what did we eat? What did we just eat? Or did I shower before I came to bed? Like things like that. I just don't remember. But we got the baby's due date postponed to next Tuesday. So Tuesday will be the day. If it wasn't for this sickness, my baby boy would be in the world today. But everything happens for a reason. We're patient. We're ready. But hey, we hit 1,000 subscribers on the second YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go over there and tune in. I'm not going to say when we're going to do the announcement for the giveaway. So you're just going to have to, it's going to be a random video where I'm going to say it. We're going to set the rules, do what we got to do. So you guys got to go over there and tune in. You guys got to be subscribed to enter the giveaway. So we hit that 1,000. I thank each and every one of you guys that went over there and hit that subscribe button. Y'all, it means a lot to me. Thank you guys. We'll be doing the giveaway shortly. Just make sure you guys go tune in over there because we're going to be doing a lot of uploads over there now. I don't know if we're going to do daily, but we will be doing at least minimum 4 uploads a week. So I thank you guys for that. Had to change the man cave, y'all. It's more chill. I'm an outdoorsy guy. I like the woods. I like the forest. How do you guys like it? Hope you guys like it. But if you made it this far, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all, we do daily uploads over here. I got to get going. I got to do an upload on the second channel. And I got to go for a walk, y'all. The grind starts. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm going to see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Later.